chilling tales for dark nights.
The Fan Club. Written by Anton Scheller. Performed by Jordan Lester. When I was 9 years old, I had a favorite TV show. I don't want to identify it because it was a really good show, and they can't be blamed for what ended up happening. So for the purposes of this story, I'll just call it The M Show. The show ran for years, and I've been watching it for as long as I can remember. I always sat down straight after school with my older sister Scarlett and my next-door neighbor and best friend, Brandy. It was our ritual. Every day, the three of us sat together, with candy if my mom allowed it. And during the commercial breaks, we talked and gossiped about all the important issues in our lives. Then, one warm summer Friday, Scarlett found a contest in one of her magazines. It asked questions about the show, and everybody who sent in the correct answers would become a member of the M Show Club, the program's official fan club. Even better, first prize was a trip for you and your parents to Disney World. That very day, after watching the show, the three of us huddled together on the couch to answer the quiz. Without Scarlett, Brandy and I would never have managed to answer all the questions. They were awfully hard, recalling obscure details about very old episodes of the show. Scarlett even told us to vary them slightly so that we wouldn't get called out for cheating. Scarlett then begged our mom for stamps, and we each filled the 3 envelopes with our names, contact details, and our answers. The letters were sent off, and every day after that, we all rushed to the mailbox to get our official club badges. But by the time the first snow began to fall, we stopped checking. Brandy was still passionate about the show and watched it every day, but Scarlett had lost interest. When she stopped watching, I began to skip it too. Brandy still came over, but she was the only one watching. I sat next to her while working my way through Scarlett's old teen magazines. It was early spring, and I'd all but forgotten the contest. I remember my mom reprimanded me for plucking 2 tulips from our garden to decorate the kitchen table. But right after her lecture, she handed me a small square letter with my name printed on it. The back said, "Welcome to the M Show Fan Club." There was not much in the envelope, a short leaflet that welcomed me to the club, and a small ID card. The card had the show's logo printed in black on top alongside the club's title. Below this, stamped into the card, was my name. Below that, the word member. Brandy got her envelope the same day. She was glowing with happiness. Scarlett was jealous at first, but 2 days later, she got an envelope too. From then on, every Friday, each of us received a leaflet about the show, with photos and anecdotes and background information on the characters. Occasionally, the leaflets also called on the club members to promote the show, and to watch out for the M Show Tour. If they were trying to buy our loyalty, it worked. I think from that day on, after I proudly stuffed the membership card in my bag, I didn't miss a single episode. I don't think any of us did. Then, in mid-June, we all got 2 leaflets. The first was the usual one with facts and photos, but the second was an ad. "The M Show Tour Bus is coming to your town. This is your chance to become an elite member." The leaflet didn't provide much information, and this was in the days before everyone had a computer at home. The tour bus would arrive at 1 p.m., and the main characters from the show would be there to welcome everybody and play games. Those kids that participated in at least 4 games would be upgraded to elite member status and receive a new golden membership card. The bus was scheduled to arrive the following Sunday. We were all allowed to go, and were beyond excited. The following 9 days I waited were some of the longest of my life. Brandy, Scarlett, and I planned every day how we would take photos with each of the characters and then play games with them. I secretly dreamed of beating Scarlett at the trivia challenge, where our knowledge about the show would be tested. That Saturday, Scarlett went to a birthday sleepover at her friend's house, but the girl's parents were supposed to have my sister back by noon on Sunday. At 12:30, Brandy came running up to my house. She knocked on the back door, like she always did, and I let her in. Brandy was particularly excited. Her mom had volunteered to accompany the three of us, and Brandy wanted to go early so that we wouldn't miss anything. There was just one problem. Scarlett wasn't back yet. My mom called the house she'd slept over at, but no one answered. My mom told us not to worry, as there was still plenty of time. At 1:45, Brandy's mother came over and announced that we would have to leave soon, otherwise the lines would be too long. My mom said we should wait for Scarlett, who still hadn't shown up or even called yet, but Brandy threw a tantrum. She was scared that if we came late, she wouldn't be able to hug all the characters. Brandy's mom decided it was time to go. I wanted to accompany them, but my mom said that I should wait for Scarlett, and that she'd drive the two of us over once she'd arrived. I felt as though I was being punished, and it was all Scarlett's fault. I begged. I cried. Nothing helped. Brandy went alone. Scarlett finally ended up getting dropped off at 1:30. I was mad at her, but my mom said that if I made a scene, we wouldn't go at all. And so I relented. We arrived around 20 minutes later in the big parking lot where the bus was scheduled to stop. We saw the crowds in the distance, and I asked my mom where the characters from the show were. She said that they were just behind the crowd. They all held the M Show Tour flyers, but it looked as if the crowd was made up mostly of parents. They stood in a semicircle towards the edge of the parking lot. Some of them looked concerned. Most were laughing and talking. My mom spotted Brandy's mother at the other end of the semicircle, and together we walked over to her. She was one of the worried ones. She told us that the bus had been there on time, complete with the show's logo on the side, and that all the characters from the show had poured out of it and began handing out candy to the crowd. One of the actors explained to the parents that they had built a set just outside of town, where we could all make our own short film with the characters from the show. He said they would drive everybody there. They took the children first. The kids were all so excited at the prospect of being on camera that few parents objected. Still, 3 or 4 adults insisted on accompanying them on the bus, and that calmed the rest. The next bus was supposed to arrive within a few minutes to transport the remaining parents to the location of the set. When I heard that, I was excited like never before. I ran to the street to look around so I could be the first on the bus. Scarlett followed me. I didn't see the worried expression when Brandy's mother talked to mine. I didn't understand why the police came less than an hour later. I didn't understand when my mom said that there was no second bus coming. I didn't understand in the days that followed, when the people on the news somberly reported that the M Show didn't have a fan club. I didn't understand why Brandy's parents cried so much. I was sure that Brandy was okay. I thought she just had so much fun that she didn't want to come back. She must have had a lot of fun, because she never came back. Brandy's mother cried even more that Friday when a small parcel arrived. There was a new M Show fan club membership card for Brandy. It was golden and said Elite Member in big bold letters. It also came with a video. It was only a minute long. A full minute of Brandy on the set of the M Show, wearing the same dress she had on that Sunday the tour came to town. On the video, Brandy was smiling. Beside her stood an actor in a big animal suit, waving silently at the camera. "Hi, Mom. I really like it here," Brandy said. "I really wish you could be here." Then she laughed. "I'm sorry the others were late. I'm sure they would have loved it too."
Chilling tales for dark nights.